It is October, it's fall in Louisville, Kentucky, so you know it's got to be jack-o'-lantern spectacular time of year.
This event only happens in one other place, and we're lucky enough to have it here in Louisville. It's a great alternative from the usual Halloween activities like ghouls and goblins and things like that. This is more, I guess more family friendly to where you can bring your grandmother, your kids, and walk peacefully throughout the night looking at great, amazing artwork on pumpkins. And that's the coolest thing, is that it's not in a gallery, it's in the trees, it's in the woods, it's lit up pumpkins.
What we always wanted to try to do was flood or kind of bombard the senses. The woods has a life force of its own. Walking through the woods at night is an amazing experience, an organic kind of primal experience. Never mind with thousands of pumpkins and music out there. When you come here, not only are you going to see amazing artistry and beautiful pumpkins glowing, but there's going to be thousands of them, all the way back into the woods where you can't see anymore, 80 feet up in trees.
You can try and explain it all you want, but it doesn't really do justice to the marvel that it is when you sort of walk through and there's lights and smoke and thousands of faces looking at you, and then these are really sort of well-hewn sort of dragon's eggs just glowing, every couple of feet.
Iroquois Park is special. It's one of the Olmsted parks. It's one of the crown jewels. It's one of the anchor parks. So we have 700 plus acres. So we have between a quarter and a third mile trail through the woods, which makes it even a nicer walk.
It's roughly a 6-month stint. The planning begins in early summertime. We design the themes of the show, and then we design what pumpkins we want to do, and then we start building props. We typically have 6 major props within each show. We have a lot of electrical wire, 50,000 feet to be exact. We also have 5,000 pumpkins, 10,000 eyes. It's a lot of eyes in the middle of the dark, dark woods.
I did this pumpkin show last year. That was my first year here. Take different Sharpies and finish doing the details, carving it. And the first thing I do is carve out all the highlights. So basically everything I want to glow the brightest, I'll usually carve first. And then after that, I'll kind of just go in and scrape away just a lighter layer of skin. It will go back under the light in the dark room and touch things up in there.
All of us are trained here, so we take source images and we can sort of mash them together on the computer or on our own in the projecting room, or we can just freehand stuff, cartoons and things, or sort of landscapes. You sort of put one thing down, we sort of fill in the rest.
I think it took me maybe 6-7 hours, all told. They're artwork, and artwork takes time.
We basically trained all the artists, local artists. But as much as we teach them, I learn equally every year new things. An artist will come, they're great illustrators, but they've never put their image or their work on the pumpkin as the canvas. So they have a whole different approach or angle or perspective.
We have 20 to 23, 24 themes this year and every year. And we sit down and we figure out the themes, and then we base all the music around that. Like Lord of the Rings behind us. What's going to make it feel like Lord of the Rings?
So my dad, he thought it'd be a good idea to turn it into a fundraiser for the school that we grew up at. So, it started as a one-night, a Saturday night event with a couple hundred just jack-o'-lanterns. The pumpkins were donated, and it became really popular with the town. And after a few years, 10,000 people were showing up for this event. And there's only 10,000 people in the town. And that is when somebody in Providence pitched the idea that we bring it to Providence and turn it into a fundraiser for the zoo. The jump there was going from a weekend to 3 weeks.
So I began carving when I was in the 9th grade. We would do in the back of pickup trucks. And then fast forward 12, 15 years later, and here we are in Kentucky. And we're absolutely thrilled to be here. It's a perfect location, perfect partnership.
So the Parks Foundation came on board and said, hey, we can make this into something spectacular. We can do this. We have a 5-phase program that we're trying to do for playgrounds and spray grounds in the community. So luckily last year, through a lot of effort, we finally put in the first one that was funded from the proceeds from the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. Also, the Dream Foundation helped put it in, but we did a playground, all-inclusive playground at California Park and Community Center, which Phyllis Wheatley Elementary gets to use, so it's really, really exciting.
Your first time through walking once, there's no way you can take it all in. It's just overload. So we have many people come back for a second or third time. And you know, when you come back a week between, you know, like you come week 1 and then you come week 2, the show it's been turned over because they rot. So it's really a new experience.
It takes a lot of effort, and it couldn't happen without Passion for Pumpkins folks, the Convention Visitors Bureau, the Iroquois Amphitheater team, Metro Parks team, and especially the Metro Parks Foundation, because we all come together to try to make sure that this show is truly spectacular.
Hi, I'm Tim from DC, and this spectacular is absolutely spectacular. The artists are amazing, and we've really enjoyed coming through the trail, seeing all the great work. It's just amazing to see how many thousands of pumpkins and what great creativity exists here. So it's been fun.
The Lion King display, considering that's my favorite movie.
The Steven Universe was really cool, and the Disney, I like that.
I love seeing the forest full of pumpkins and being able to look down the trail and just see a sea of shining, twinkling lights.
I drove 2.5 hours to come and see this exhibit. It was worth every single second of it. I would recommend it to anyone. Come, come, come. You will certainly enjoy yourself.
Experience. When you're walking that trail and you round a corner and there's just pumpkins everywhere. I like that one spot where there's pumpkins up in the trees. You're just surrounded by this light orange glow, and it's kind of romantic.
So I think it's important that people know that every dollar that they spend on a ticket, that the proceeds are going to go right back into the Metro Parks system and will go to improve parks within our community. So you know that when you come to the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular and get to visit the event and see all the beautiful pumpkins, you're also giving back. So